a smart router, smart modem. It will be like an addition, or it could also possibly replace your existing modem or router at your home, like the one that you connect to for accessing websites through your Wi-Fi at your home Wi-Fi.
So is it, you mean like a hardware modem?
Yeah, this is a Raspberry Pi.
Okay.
So it will be a Raspberry Pi, or it can be your existing router, which you can install this software on it, or replace the existing firmware on it. So it will be on multiple devices, or it can be on this one device. So yeah. So it is like a gateway to secure, private, and decentralized network, which is a meshnet basically. So just like this diagram shows, all your home devices right now, how it connects to your desktop computer, your TV, your laptop, another wireless devices, could be mobile, could be tablets, anything like that. And how you connect to those devices to internet? All those devices goes from, yeah. So all your devices from one place, your home, or it could be your office, all connects to your ISP through your telecom provider. And through your ISP, you connect to all internet services around the world. So what's different in meshnet? Instead of connecting to one ISP, internet service provider, you just connect to your neighbors. Whoever has this software, SuperMesh, installed, either on their Raspberry Pi, or either on their computers, or even on their mobile phones, if they have this software installed on their device, and if they find some other device with similar software around it, maybe it could be your neighbor, it could be within the long range in your city, it connects to it and makes another network of its own. It can be a citywide network, it can be a network within that building, it can be a colony-wise network. So it is like...
Is this also on your mobile devices too?
Yes. Yeah. But right now, development that I'm working on, it does not support that, but eventually it will support that. So, like you are connecting from your desktop, and you want to reach this, Irish Pub's website they have. You go from, oh, I think I clicked it. Oh. Yeah, so I'll just go through a route from another meshnet device, and that passes to another meshnet device around it, and the other devices within the path. And if one meshnet device blocks my access to some certain website, so it can go through another place, route to another location, and just visit their website over the meshnet. So this is how you connect to meshnet websites around it, and without even going through internet. But these services which are on the meshnet are exclusively on the meshnet. Some services can be exclusively available on meshnet as well as on internet. So it doesn't matter if you are on meshnet or internet, you can still visit some of the services. But some services will be still available on meshnet only. So such kind of network, it can be very useful for blockchain technologies because, let's see, basic features.
Does it always choose the quickest route to the destination?
Suppose if you are visiting some website which is in New Zealand, so and you are in Auckland and the website is in Wellington. So whichever the quickest path to that route is, it will take that.
What about bandwidth? I mean, like say if you're streaming video, you want to know the most bandwidth rather than the quickest.
That is streamed. I haven't tested that actually because I'm in Auckland and there is not much.
It goes to through a dial-up modem and then to the thing that the stream's going to be horrendous.
It's going to take the fastest route and the closest route. So whichever the fastest and the closest is.
When you say fastest, that's ping response.
Yeah, can be ping response. I don't know how they manage it, but their software is really stable and working really good.
And would it use multiple sources, or would it always stick to one source?
I haven't checked much on that. I cannot comment
So
on
if you
that.
said one is going slowly,
Could be.
can it spread the load between
Yeah,
two
It
routes?
could be like that, but I haven't checked much detail on that. But yeah, it is. I find it as fast as any internet website. I do not find any lag or errors. I was accessing website which is hosted in US, which were hosted in Europe or somewhere, but I do not find any slowness or somewhere, even they are off internet or on internet or however they are.
So if it's off the internet, it's just on the mesh net,
Mm.
how do you browse to it? It's just like a URL, like a or
Yeah,
special.
yeah. You give
domain.
a website name like upic.us. It is only
Just got its own.
yeah, it's only on
domain.
MeshNet. So you can visit this website if you are connected to MeshNet. So
What about if you're not on the mesh net?
Pardon me?
If you're not on the mesh net, can you go through a mesh net node to get to the website? Like,
you have to have MeshNet connected to your device somewhere, somehow. Like this Raspberry Pi, it has MeshNet, and I'm connected with my laptop to this Wi-Fi.
so like a
On it?
proxy.
Yeah, not like a proxy, it's like my router or home modem or home Wi-Fi.
Let's say if you had a 3G connection on your phone,
Mm-hmm.
I could point that to my home
Yeah, you
router,
can.
and then
Yeah.
from there on to the mesh net.
Yeah, you can. So the basic features of this project is it works on MeshNet, and MeshNet's network is totally encrypted. Even if I'm sending a plain text file on the network, if I'm on the internet, I can see the text file content. I can see if it is a text file, or if it is a video file, or if it is a PDF, or any kind of, what kind of file I am sending. The middleman, which is my internet service provider, they can see it, they can track it, they can just collect the metadata of my data that I'm transmitting on the network. But with MeshNet, it is totally encrypted. No data packets or no headers of file. The data is, in a text or something, it's all encrypted. They can only see one person connected from one location or one IP to another, but they cannot differentiate what kind of data they transmitted from one place to another. Was it a Windows update? Was it a video stream? Was it their video call or voice call? Or was it some encrypted message or whatever? They can only see this much of data sent from one device to another. They cannot
Does it encrypt
differentiate.
it on the,
Who's
on the
they?
mesh on the node, or does it encrypt on your PC?
It encrypts not on the PC, it's the network layer.
On the node.
Yeah. The network layer itself is totally encrypted. It is the same encryption method that blockchains are using. I think it's called 699 something. What is that? NAC or something. This is the name, something like that. I don't remember the name. So that's the strongest encryption that they are using with the network cards as well.
They can't see it being a MeshNet node, or is it the ISPs?
Because it uses different port to connect to different MeshNet nodes, they cannot even differentiate if it is a MeshNet node or if it is not. Is that the question? Is that the...
No, it's who would be peeking at things if they could peek at them? Is it someone in the MeshNet as a node, or is it some ISP at the border of the MeshNet?
In MeshNet, all data is routed through one node to another.
Mm-hmm.
So that means anybody who is passing through your MeshNet node, you can still watch what is passing through that. But you cannot see what
because of the
data is.
encryption, right?
Yeah. So you cannot even see, or you cannot even spoof their identity, and you cannot even pretend that you are the intended person to receive that data, or you are the intended person sending the data, because it is locked to your private and public key and the MAC address. So man-in-the-middle attacks are eliminated in MeshNet. So yeah.
So can I just ask, sorry, so is it transmitting between nodes, is it, in this, you're talking about something vaguely similar to a VPN, right? Or is it more like Wi-Fi to Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth, so on there. How are the two nodes talking to each other?
To talk to each other, they have to peer with each other.
Yep.
The peer information is like their IP address. It can be IP version 4, or it can be IP version 6, and they also need your password. And that password can be for different years, different password. If I want to connect to one person, and if I give them my XYZ1 password, if I want to give some other person to peer with me, I will give them XYZ2 password. So that means I know which data is transmitting from which person and to whom. And just like that, these peers connect to some other more peers. So this peering thing can be also automated, which like auto peer, like a beacon. It can also be manual set. Like if I want somebody to connect with me, they have to contact me. Otherwise they cannot. I can also set it to beacon, like it's open to everybody. Who is near to me, just connect to me. I'm open and I'm connected. So it can be anything. But you need to have a peer to connect to MeshNet. You just install the software on your system, you cannot connect to MeshNet websites. You need to have some peer. And with my software, I made my own virtual private server. And I made it connected to another 6 or 7 peers over the globe. I connected with the CJDNS community. They are the main software which is providing MeshNet functionality to this project. So my project, if you download, you connect to my server. And from my server, you connect to another. But you do not need to have my server's credentials. If you find some other person, your friend maybe, some other location, you just erase my peer information from there, replace it with yours, and you're still connected to MeshNet. It's all your choice. So it's free connectivity to MeshNet. So just like for internet, you have to pay monthly, or you have to pay as per package. But with MeshNet, you just connect to another peers around you, other nodes, MeshNet nodes around you. So it's totally free. You do not need to pay for connecting to other network devices or network services over the MeshNet. But if you're connecting to internet, you can request your friend, or some people also providing some services like they say connect to our MeshNet network, give us your password or something, or give us your peer information to us, connect to us, and we will route you to internet. So that means if I'm only connected to MeshNet, if I want to access internet service, I can just pass through one MeshNet node and access MeshNet, internet services. So that's how it is.
Will that be a paid service, or?
It can be paid if that person says, just pay me in Bitcoin, could be. Just pay me or buy bytes or something like that. So it depends on the person if they are giving it for free or if it is available by pay or something.
Is there a way you can set it up within the MeshNet?
There is already one.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a person I know. His website name is nodescan.hybe.hi. So that's the name of the website. So he charges in Bitcoin, but very expensive.
And hopefully not. Don't you want everybody to have access to this sort of thing for free? Go? Is that possible? Or
It is not possible,
eventually, maybe.
but
Whales come in.
yeah, it is possible. When you have a blockchain on your SuperMesh device, when you have MeshNet on your device, you can make your own applications, your own set of contracts, smart contracts, because Ethereum is also there. Some other blockchains will be supporting smart contracts soon. So you can code your own applications and services which can ask the users to pay and access internet services, or could be some other MeshNet services. So yeah.
What sort of range does your device have to go from your device to the next device?
Well, this device is using 802.11n network. So these are two adapters which I'm using on it. So it has less area to cover. But I also have another Wi-Fi adapters which are supported. Like if I put my Wi-Fi device over here, if I go to some other next building, I can still access it. It depends on the device Wi-Fi range how much wide range you have, how much, if you can want to even extend it, you can connect it to your existing wireless devices like ubiquitous devices, like point-to-point devices or point-to-multi-point devices. You can extend as you wish. So it all depends on the devices that you have. Yeah, so right now this feature is not on this device, but this Raspberry Pi will also come with an email server. So that means if one device having this SuperMesh software installed on it, my Raspberry have this software on it, and I'm connected with MeshNet, and some other person also has the same software installed on it, and I will need to ask them their address, their IP address of MeshNet, and the username or something like an email exchange, and I'll be sending emails over the MeshNet directly from my device to them. Benefit is totally encrypted. Nobody can track what I'm sending, what I'm exchanging. It's secure, it's private, so nobody can snoop on what I'm doing, what I'm sending, what's being communicated. And same thing can happen with voice calls. That will be an asterisk service, like you can connect your white phone with the device, and you can just do direct calls from one device to another, and that's also totally secure and private.
You but you could set up an asterisk with a SIP output as well. And you could,
but you can.
Even if you go from VoIP to real world numbers,
you can still do that, but I think it's very good if we just keep it with MeshNet to MeshNet to keep it totally secure.
yeah.
But yeah, people have options. They can play with it. They can extend it. They can do whatever they want. So it will be like ready-to-use applications, decentralized applications on it. You do not need to install anything, or you will have options to install or remove very easily. So like OpenBazaar, NXT, Free Market, these are like decentralized eBay or like TradeMe in New Zealand. Ethereum, EtherX is like decentralized exchange. NXT is blockchain. SuperNET is like is also decentralized exchange. InstantX is also decentralized exchange. NET is another blockchain. So some technical features. It's only IP version 6. It's not IP version 4. Another is it also supports decentralized DNSs, like like .bit, .nxt, .eth. Maybe it will be supported now because Ethereum is now released. I'll get an example of it. I'll show you how it works. Easily connects to MeshNet websites, only websites. Also connects directly to Tor websites and internet services and websites.
So does it have its own Tor node, or does it go through a mesh Tor node?
These are all separate. MeshNet node
easily connects to Tor.
Yeah.
So how do you connect to the Tor network?
I'm connected my Wi-Fi to my Raspberry Pi's Wi-Fi. I don't need to install any that stuff on my laptop.
How do you get to the Tor network?
How do you connect to Tor network?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll show you how you connect to it. Okay.
Because normally you have to run the Tor client, right?
How do I minimize that? So you know this hidden wiki? It only connects on Tor network. If I refresh it, for example, this hidden wiki is only available, I think I'm not connected. Or am I? So it's .onion, that's hidden wiki's address. It should connect now.
I've been in this position too many times when you go to do a presentation and technology just takes a walk out the door. So you got to take time. You know.
So yeah, that's .onion. I do not need to do anything on my laptop, or even it will also work on my mobile if I need to.
Okay, that's nice. But is the tool software running on the Raspberry Pi? Or
Yes.
is it a case you're connecting to it's that way?
Raspberry Pi. It is installed on.
Fine.
So it becomes standard, does it? As a standard build on the mesh network that was pre-installed at the Onion client?
Yeah, that service is already installed there. But some people say it is not secure to connect to Tor network, and some people do not want to by default route their network through Tor network. So I have also put options. They can disable it, and they can only connect it to a proxy service, which is also running on it. So they connect to a proxy settings, SOX proxy settings, right? And then they can access Tor services. Otherwise, it will not route through Tor. So
The thing that confuses me about it is that you said earlier something like, in order to connect to the internet proper, you might have to find another node on MeshNet that is connected to the internet and then be paid for a service to get through to the internet. But obviously, if you can get to Tor, then you can get to the internet. So why would you need to find this other MeshNet user?
MeshNet is, well, MeshNet's structure is like you need some credentials, and only then you can connect to this network. Otherwise, you cannot. This is, I don't know how they or why they do it.
So it's an encouragement of people, talking to each other and sharing their resources, i.e., networks, etc. So if I was a company who had a branch in Auckland and a branch in Invercargill, I could have connections both there, talking through the internet.
Yeah.
So is there a coverage map? How do
Well,
I know how many nodes
there
are in my neighborhood?
there are two networks that I know that they show their coverage map. One is New York City Mesh, another is Pittsburgh or Pitt Mesh, something like that. You can search these keywords, Google it, and you'll find they have a map of their devices running mesh network and how much network they are covering. You can even just install, if you want to install the CJDNS, that's software which provides MeshNet service. You can install it on UBTV software, UBTV device, a router, which is very cheap, like $40 or $35.
Do they provide the source code for this?
Yes,
Everything?
totally open source.
Is it on GitHub?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Where are we? So, in MeshNet, you can, I think I have already covered this. So if you want to connect from a MeshNet only node to internet, you will connect to some node who is providing internet connectivity, and you pass through that node and you connect to internet service. So the mesh network, because it creates a group of local network that is called local mesh. You can easily divide building or colony-wise. When all these local mesh networks connect with each other, this whole network is called Hyperborea network, or in short, they call it HYPE.
Sounds like a new country.
Yeah. So right now, my project SuperMesh, it supports Raspberry Pi, and I'm working on Odroid, and in future builds will also support virtual machines, Android mobile phones, devices, tablets, and it could also be possible to install this on your existing Wi-Fi routers, which are supported, like ubiquity ones.
So you say it's working on Raspberry Pi?
Yeah.
That means you set it on Raspberry and the operating system.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
So how do we get the software if we wanted it?
It is available from my
Can
GitHub.
we not download it from the Raspberry Pi?
So is it like, so you go to your GitHub and run a Python script to install it?
Right now there is no script. Right now there is a straight image of Raspbian. You download that.
It's got a pre-installed image.
Yeah. So you flash it and you just give the recommended hardware over there, and using that you are ready to do. This
What
Raspberry
about
Pi
configuration? What about configuration? Once we load up the image,
Yeah.
is there like a configuration page? Or?
Most of the stuff is already pre-configured on it. You do not need to
So
install
how
any
to
software.
connect to different nodes and the stuff you're
That is
talking
already done.
about. Right, but how do you change it? Is there like a web interface?
Yeah. No, the web interface is not there. Right now it's only command line. So
Right.
you have to go through command line. You have to edit the files through command line. Web interface I'm still working on. So web interface.
Is that SSH?
Pardon?
SSH, do you mean?
Yeah, you have to SSH to the
Okay,
device.
fine, sure. Just wondering what the procedure is.
So right now the interface. What happened? Why did it not work?
So you still need to authenticate on this mesh network to actually get on this mesh network.
Sorry.
You still have to authenticate on this mesh to actually get onto it.
You have to connect to mesh.
To the mesh network. If you boot up the device, you need to create some
You
account.
do not need to do anything. You are connected to mesh network already. Because I have put my peer info, my meshnet peer info in the device. So you are already good to go. Let me see why it is not fine. Oh, because maybe I have enabled Tor service by default. So, okay.
So how do we trust you don't have access to our device? It's your image. You might have a backdoor in
It's
there.
totally open source. All the scripts are already on my GitHub. You can take a look at those. There is no encrypted script on the image. If you are good with those scripting and things, you can take a look at that code. Everything is there. You can analyze yourself. If you don't trust, don't install it. If you know what it is, break it and make it again. Play with it.
And what about documentation? Has it got good documentation?
Documentation part is like I made a pretty good how-to, and that's I think good enough to start any technical person to install it and make it work. Even a less technical person can make it work. Yeah. Let me see why it is not showing my interface. Even me. I'll disable Tor. What is it showing there?
So the image is not hardened or anything, so it's, yeah, you use SSH is open and all that sort of stuff on the image.
Yeah. I've given default passwords and how you can change those passwords. Your Wi-Fi's password, your SSH password, how you can disable your SSH port. Raspberry is already easy, so it's good choice. Yeah, works. That was because my system was by default going through Tor network. That's why it was disabling local interfaces. So now, right now, most of the stuff here is like totally static. It is not actually showing the information from system. Like all these IP addresses is just static. It's not dynamic. Means it is not the real information. It's just the information that I put over there. That's it.
You increase text size? Just zoom in or something. Stupid zoom.
Maybe this is. Better?
Sure.
So yeah, so if I open my NXT client, I can go there. It's running from my Raspberry Pi. Up to date.
You can see how much money you got.
Yeah, sure. My aliases, these are actually, I'm using my aliases as decentralized DNSs. So,
I'm still fuzzy on how this decentralized DNS thing is working. You said earlier that you're using IPv6
yes,
addresses.
yes.
But surely if you and I made a network of two, I can have any IPv6 address and you have a different one and it would work. Right?
say again how.
Well, I could just pick any random street that was a valid IP6 address.
Mhm.
My meshnet node doesn't know about the internet. There's no need for it to be assigned. I just choose one. You can choose a different one, and we can communicate.
Yeah, we can communicate. Yes.
Yes, fine. So in terms of a much larger, you've got two meshnets that they want to link up to each other. What happens when they try to link up to each other and they find out that some of these nodes have got the same IPv6 addresses as the ones just ping them around?
They cannot have the same IPv
Why
address.
not? How do they-
Because it's not only on, what you say, MAC address, it's also in the combination of private key and public key.
So it's just basically randomly generated.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So there's just so many.
Yeah. So that's so this one is SuperNET Lifeline. It is actually on NXT based exchange. You can buy. Let me put my code. So I can. This is decentralized. This is local. I can buy some coins. This is like compression. My balance is this much. I want to send, and it is passing all these Bitcoin dark coins through NXT to real Bitcoin addresses. It's like a gateway on the blockchain. But those gateways are also decentralized. I do not have the diagram with me right now. I will show you how the data flow for these other coins go through.
So there's other nodes which hold the wallets?
Yes,
Or-
yes. Multiple nodes, like multi-signature nodes, which holds these.
So does it have, like, if you run the mesh on your device, will it share resources for other stuff? Like, you know, like your device, does it have a shared resource that other people can use, or would it just be what you want to set up? You know, like
With shared resource.
these multiple keys that are on different devices. So are they fixed devices, or is it like a distributed system where it just uses the device somewhere?
It's, there are some other servers or services or some other nodes who can, or it can be just me. It can be you. You install that software and be a part of that multi-signature, multi-gateway network. So it can be anywhere. It's
Like
your
an app,
choice.
basically.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's SuperNet. There are some other, wallets are already there. Bitstar, Dogecoin is under development. It will be supported soon. Fibercoin, Opalcoin, Varycoin, NSD is already connected. So you can, what are advanced? Yeah, advanced is also a lightweight wallet of NXT. You do not need to install NXT wallet on your system. It's just lightweight. It just works. It also has SuperNet plugin in it. Dividends, if you are the owner of asset, a company share, you can do some stuff for those assets. You can distribute, you can automatic distribution of your assets. You can also pay dividends through this plugin of SuperNet. I don't have any share with me. Okay, so I'll just go back to my other services. So what kind of projects they are running? They're just showing off. Yeah, Pangea is blockchain-based poker. Skynet is going to be what it is. It's data, analytical data of different financial services.
Don't they want to kill the whole world, Skynet?
Yes. Yeah. I don't know about CryptoNet. It is something different. FM is free market. It's like eBay on blockchain. So NXT Vault is you install your just like you install your Bitcoin wallet on your mobile. You install NXT Vault on your mobile. Android, it is supported right now. So you install it, and when you, it's better if I just show you. It's not just talking and stuff. It's doing stuff. So here it is. So So if I want to, suppose, send some NXT, so who am I sending? I'm going to send it to myself. So how much amount? Let's see, 20. Whatever message, and send NXT. So instead of pushing it to blockchain, it shows me QR code. So if I have NXT vault installed on my mobile, Android mobile, I will scan that QR code from the screen and a push button, whichever the dialog box says, yeah, confirm if it is the same transaction that you are sending, and it will send the transaction on the blockchain. So you do not need to put any password on this. You do not need to put any password on your mobile. The storage on your wallet or that software is only on Android application, and that storage is locked within that vault storage. So other applications on your Android mobile cannot even access that storage and sneak or steal your passwords. That's a feature which is available on NXT already.
Right, so the critical data that you need to send those next points is partly stored on the Android device, but you don't kind of...
They are not stored on your Android device.
Maybe you said where you say it's stored.
The password. The password, or you can say private key.
Okay, sure.
That is only stored on your NXT vault, which is an application installed on your own Android.
Yeah, that's the thing, so it's stored on your Android.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else is there? And all these, let's say, this vault, this is lightweight. It does not need any blockchain on it. It's you can just HTML file, you can say. It just runs and it works. So InstantX, it's also a decentralized exchange, but it's not ready on this device. So I'm just doing it. It's still in testing phase. NXT wrapper. That's offline wallet for NXT. So if I say for cold storage, I'll click on new, and I have the speed in mind or whatever. And I have my account, log into it. You see, send message, send money. It is like offline. Even if you are not connected to internet, it will generate your address, and it will generate your private key and public key. It will be your storage secure. So it's something like offline.
So this application, if it doesn't store the blockchain on it, when you start it up, if you want to use it as a wallet and you want to see your transaction history, does that mean it has to take some time to synchronize with a full blockchain client or something like that?
With Light Wallet, you do not need to install or synchronize with blockchain. It connects randomly to public peers or public, which say peers which synchronizes.
Okay, so that.
Yeah, there is a list of peers in a JavaScript which selects which one is the fastest and which one is the closest, and it selects those and randomly hops from one peer to another, even while doing stuff in your wallet, not just stick to one peer.
So it would use that to get transaction history for any addresses which you control.
Yeah, you can just use any. If I can say NXT. If I visit this service, that person has installed or provided this already on the website. If you do not even want to install it, and I do not need to put what it is wrapper. If I can, I just generated it right now. Let's see if it opens my wallet folder. No, it is not registered or it's not on blockchain yet because it was offline. So if I suppose go to my wallet and send some NXT to this new address, it will be initiated on the blockchain. It will know this address is there, it is valid, so it works. So then I can just go there and visit my just with this address, I can see what are the transactions. I can even sneak on some other person's account, what is it there, and what transactions he has done. But there will be some encrypted messages which I cannot see without a password. I cannot send any transactions or do any transactions without a password. I can only see what things are there which are publicly available or publicly I can look at. Those kind of stuff I can see. So what other stuff is supported on this? Let's just switch to OpenBazaar. So OpenBazaar is still in beta. They are expecting it to release in next 7 months or something, maybe in November, I don't know. They are still working on it. Not really test merchants, I don't know. So, will it work? Not really sure. So it is a Bitcoin-based eBay, decentralized eBay, after all. No, it does not connect.
So the theme of all this is really quite decentralized.
Yeah.
It's being decentralized. Everybody gets to play a part in it and be a part of it and use it.
So OpenBazaar is there. So if I want to visit a meshnet only service, which is like upit.us. So this service is only available on meshnet. It is like a Reddit, but only runs on meshnet. So you can visit those. There is another service like Social Node. socialno.de is not available right now. 503. There are another services, I don't know those addresses right now, but there are only a handful of services which are available on meshnet. They are experimenting on this network. They are doing more stuff, engaging with more developers, more people around the world. So there are less services right now on meshnet. But as more projects are going along, as more people are connecting, so hopefully we'll have a good chunk of services on meshnet as well, just like on internet. So this is meshnet working or accessible without any much of hassle or contribution on the system directly. I can even get my mobile connected to my Wi-Fi and just access those on my Android phone or even iPhone. I don't need to install anything. Just connect to my Wi-Fi and I'm accessing it. And totally secure, decentralized applications. You do not need to install any blockchain-based service, any blockchain-based application, decentralized application on it. Just connect to Wi-Fi and build it. So this is the project.
It's about connectivity, isn't it? About connecting devices to devices. And
connecting devices to devices, accessing your decentralized wallets, you can say, decentralized exchanges, decentralized eBay kind of projects like OpenBazaar, NXT Free Market. So many other services there will be. So I'll be experimenting with those. I'll be including those will be supported by this project. So most of those services will by default not installed on it, but when you will log into this control panel,
it's like a gateway or a portal.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it's like a gateway to decentralized network and applications.
And this is what's on offer at the moment.
So this is like a button, and it's nothing. It's like simple page.
It's
not
a start, yeah.
But I just made it to show, this is how it's kind of like look like when it will be finished. So most of the stuff is like command line right now, but eventually it will be totally web-based, and you do not need to log into command line or shell or SSH or anything. You just go log in there. You just say click on install button, install your favorite application or service. You do not want the existing one which are shipped or which are by default provided by this. Suppose you do not want to have Tor, you can just click on remove, just remove it. You do not want meshnet, just click on remove.
Yeah, so the connectivity is like the IP protocol to internet, and this is that right? Am I seeing it right? Or am I biting it on the tree? But
so this is everything.
Yeah.
It's a separate DNS system, right?
Yes, separate DNS system.
So it's a whole new internet.
Brilliant.
So shadowing, or not shadow,
So
another.
let me connect to Tor if I still
So,
can.
the IP protocol grows up.
So I connect to this
So you
if
can
I
have more
still
than
can.
one IP protocol. The terminology. So it's the ultimate virtual private networks.
I can still access it. So right now, if you guys can see, I don't know if you can. Let me see.
So is it related in any way to Tor, or the Tor project? Does it have any interworking parts?
Interworking what?
Yeah, does it have any connection with the Tor network?
Yes.
Is it required, or are they like separate?
Not required. It's optional.
Yeah.
By default, it is disabled. And if you want to connect to Tor services, just like right now,
You can install the Tor layer, so to speak.
you do not need to do anything.
In the layer, you turn
Nothing.
it on,
Everything is
switch
on this
on, yeah.
device.
So you can run Tor hidden services on top of that DNS system, on top of.
Yeah, but it's the
and
Tor
network.
service is different. DNS services are different.
But on top of this mesh network service,
Mm.
you can run hidden services like
Yes, you can. Yes.
Because
It is like
sharing
a regular
resources.
internet, but it is totally with different model, like mesh network,
Okay.
mesh topology. So yeah, any service that you find you can work on internet, you can work the same way or same service on the meshnet as well. Same framework, same protocols and everything. You can. Yeah.
So if I was living in if I was sitting in a place and there were 3 or 4 meshnet nodes around me,
Mhm.
could I access the internet or the Tor network or any other networks that are coming along via all of them all at once, so I get a rather large bandwidth?
That's the same question that Jesse asked.
Oh, big
I'm not
bang.
sure at this
Yeah,
moment
sorry.
if that's how it is,
Okay.
but I do not find it slow. I find it as equal to any other internet website.
Okay.
I cannot assure you if it is connecting to one service, going routing through multiple or just one, but
just
it
happens.
connects. Oh yeah, I haven't gone
No, no,
deep
yeah.
into this mesh network service. I just made it work, and I just tried to
Ah,
make
I see.
it more easier for any person to start with.
Okay, so what's the one thing you would like us all to understand about meshnet? Can you put it in 10 words or less-ish?
I want to make it clear, like it's like not gonna replace internet. It's gonna coexist. It's gonna support heavily every kind of decentralized services. So it's like you have seen Bitcoin, you have seen another blockchain technologies. All these technologies going to be heavily supported on meshnet. This is like a basic information that I want to. And it will be free. It will be what you say, monitored or not monitored. It will be controlled by public. If they want it, they will have it. They can extend it. They can do anything.
So to me, it gives me my keys back to my network. That's
Yeah.
what I see. It means that I can go out on the internet and be safe. That I know who I connect with, and who connects with me through
Yeah.
digital assets. Basically. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
So what's the best way to get started with NXT? Like,
Best way to work. Sorry.
to get started with NXT.
To get started with NXT.
So would you?
We just,
I mean,
just
how
have a
did-
boost up.
Yeah. How did you first get started? Did you buy some, or how did that work?
Well, you can do either way. You can download the software. You can install it, just like any regular Bitcoin wallet that you install. It centralizes faster than Bitcoin. Of course, it has less. It's a small database. If you do not even want to install the full blockchain-based NXT wallet on it, you can install a lightweight wallet. And those are like JNXT, that is JNRS. You can visit website
Buy some next year's right
J
now. It's the next
NXT
point now, and
dot,
2 hours later,
what
like
it is.
boost up a bit.
JNXT.org. Yeah.
And on some aspects,
So it is jandxt.org. From there, you go to first link, J client page. No, JNRS wallet. So that's like wallet. You can download that wallet and you can use the same wallet on your local system. You do not need to go to this website again. And that connects to random peers on NXT network, and you can still do the same work that you do with the regular full blockchain one. And it stores all your, keys locally, or does not even store it. Depends on you how you save those. Gives you options if you want to save those locally or if you do not want to save it. So yeah, it signs those transactions locally and does not send your password or anything on the network. It's everything locally. I think I don't have my.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for the slide. Thank you. Yeah.
Yay!
So how many people around the world are